Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining me today. I'm Laura Angoff. I'm the Senior Associate Director in the Career Development Office focused on Master of Finance students. I've been working with MFIn students for nearly a decade now, supporting them on their career development and their job search process. I'm really excited today to talk to you about the CDO at Sloan, the career support you can expect to receive as an MFIn student and the resources available to you, as well as take a look at the career outcomes and what our graduates pursue. So I wanted to start with talking about what the CDO mission is. So I'm going to read this. I know it's a text-heavy slide. I promise I won't do that throughout the presentation. But the CDO delivers a values and outcomes-driven career development experience that empowers MFINs to pursue their unique journeys and develop lifelong skills to thrive in an exponentially changing world. Through advising, employer and alumni engagement, and customized resources, we help MFINs develop the mindsets and networks that provoke learning and propel their careers forward. So what that means is the CDO is truly passionate about helping you succeed based on your own unique career interests and goals. And we do that through a variety of ways of support. So on the next slide, I'm going to talk about what it is that we actually do in the CDO and what that means. First and foremost, one of the things that is a great differentiator and unique aspect of the MFIn program is that we advise each individual student on their own unique career goals and job search. So we have a dedicated career advising model that I'll speak to later on, but you are working with an advisor from even before the program starts up until you get your job. And then we also offer advising support for alumni. We provide career programs and workshops to help you develop the career skills necessary to be successful in recruiting, whether that's on resumes, cover letters, how to build a LinkedIn profile, strategies for networking, techniques to negotiate, and considerations to think about when you're evaluating offers. These are all things that we provide support, not only through our programs, but we also have resources available to students. Part of the CDO engages with employers. They're focused on building relationships with the companies that interest you and that are interested in MFIN. So they're promoting MFIN student candidacies to bring opportunities to students. We also connect with the career community, which includes an incredible alumni network. There are over 135,000 MIT alumni, I think it's over 36,000 MIT Sloan alumni, and over 1,000 MFIN alumni. It's a really special alumni community that's highly engaged and interactive and really cares to give back. So we are not only supporting students in encouraging them to build those connections with alumni, but we're also helping to facilitate those connections as well. Our employer relations and recruiting team shares insights on job market trends, so what we're seeing in the market that may impact students and their recruiting, as well as specific company recruiting processes. So whenever we have a conversation with a company about what roles are they expecting to hire for, or are there certain skills that they're looking for in their candidates, this is information that we share directly with students. So we're very transparent with the information that we learn from employers, and we're working really hard to get you as much information as possible to support you with your recruiting efforts. And one of the ways that we do that is through organizing events. There are many company events. September right now is a very busy time for students. There's been events every lunch break and every evening for students. That can be in the form of a networking event where it could be with employers or alumni, career fairs, presentations led by companies, as well as coffee chats that companies may host with a smaller group of students to get to have more intimate conversations. The employer relations team is building relationships with companies across all industries, but those that are most relevant to MFIN students, you can be assured that they have relationships if you're interested in asset management, investment banking, corporate finance, hedge funds, private equity, VC, analytics, fintech, management consulting, also impact finance, sustainability. Those are areas that are growing in popularity as well too. So there's a lot that we do. And what I want to talk about next is what the experience will be like for you as you go through the program of the MFIn. Before the program even begins, we have support for our incoming students. So after you get admitted to the MFIn program in March, and we know that you're coming, we're excited to welcome you, we release access to a lot of support because we recognize that there are some functions and some companies who recruit very early, meaning that in spring 2025, they might be recruiting already for summer 2026 internships. And we want our students to be prepared and ready for those opportunities. So while the program officially begins in July, we are providing support to our incoming students as early as the spring. So that's March, April, you're getting access to career support. Specifically, we have a course called Career Foundations. This is available all through online. You can access it at your own leisure. It is completely self-paced, and it walks you through resources to help you get prepared for your career journey at MIT Sloan. It includes a checklist of items for you to complete so that you'll be market ready and career ready on day one of the program. It gives you opportunity to explore different careers through resources that we have. There are even preparation tools if you're eager to get into the market early and start preparing for interviews. Those are resources that we actually have tools to help you get started with that ahead of time. And there are resources also for your resume, cover letter, things of that nature. There's a lot to explore through Career Foundation. So that really helps you get prepared before the program starts. We couple this with career advising opportunities. So even before the program begins, we are available to meet with students. We do this weekly on a drop-in basis. Of course, it's done virtually in the springtime and at an hour that works for all time zones. And we also offer initial career advising appointments, which are one-on-one opportunities for you to connect with the career advisor before the program starts to talk about your own background, what your goals are, what you're hoping to achieve through the MFIn program. And we can talk to you about what are the best resources that will support you in reaching those goals. And we provide feedback on resumes as well before the program begins. You will also get access to recruiting information. One of the most common questions we get from new students is, what is the recruiting timeline? And so we prepare that information for you to educate you on what types of roles recruit in what seasons and also specific companies. So we will share that information with our incoming students in spring so that they can get prepared and make sure that they are ready for those opportunities when they do post. And we also provide access to job postings. So there will be some job postings that we provide access to even before the program begins that you're able to apply to through our own CDO resources. And lastly, we also will provide some webinars and with alumni or virtual company events. This varies based on what is the current need. So last year there were early recruiting opportunities in investment banking, and we held an investment banking primer webinar with some MFIn alumni in banking to talk about how to prepare yourself for breaking into that space. We've also had consulting companies host informational events in order to educate students on their recruiting processes. It really depends on the market, and we will host webinars according to what our students need at that time. All of this is what happens before the program. So there's a lot of support even before you arrive. And then on the next slide, I'll speak to what happens during the summer, which is a really exciting time at MFIn. You may know that the MFIn program begins in July, and our summer term is very busy and also very exciting. It's when we teach our Career Core course. And Career Core it's 4 classes led by the CDO, and we also bring in industry professionals to help teach. So those are professionals that are in the roles that you're interested in doing. There are also professionals that have tenure, many years of experience in the industry that want to educate you on the opportunities and the career pathways available to you as an MFIN, as well as recruiters. And so we're learning from the market directly about what are the career opportunities available to you? How do you break into that space? How do you know if it's the right fit for you? And how do you actually get the job? It's a fully in-person career core, and it's really exciting, I will say. This goal is really to get you market ready for recruiting, and so that you can be able to break in and reach your goals. We also have a lot of leading career resources that you can access in your own time to support you, whether that is informational or if it is practice, such as technical preparation. We have resources to help you prepare for interviews that you need that work for. There's also a lot of opportunities for you to network and, of course, learn from, as I mentioned, alumni, professionals, and employers. And with Career Core, and you'll see this theme throughout, but throughout the summer too, we're also offering career advising. So you have access to individual one-on-one career advising. We'll do reviews for your resume and cover letter if that wasn't something that you took advantage of during spring, or if you want an additional review, it's also available to you. We do mock interviews to help students prepare for that. And we also provide coaching on strengths, so how to speak to your unique strengths and what differentiates you. It's a very exciting summer and it goes by very fast. It's very busy, but it's something that we found has really set students up for success when it comes time for them to begin recruiting. So on the next slide, it doesn't stop there. The support continues throughout the MFIN program. So we will have career education programs throughout your time at MFIN, meeting the needs that you have at that time. That might look like a workshop on understanding offers in the fall. In the spring, we lead a session on how to make the most of your summer internship before you go off to your summer internship so that you are prepared and know what to expect and position yourself well to receive a return full-time offer, which we know is the goal for many of our students. And we also will always have career advising. So career advising is unlimited throughout the time in the program. And when you're an alum, you also have access to alumni career advising. So we really are here to meet you and your needs and support you throughout the process. You can meet with us in person or virtually, whatever works best for you at that time. And we offer small group career sessions as well. And these are usually focused either on a career skill, such as let's bring a small group together to work on a resume, or by function. So it might be small group advising for quant researchers, those looking to get into the quant research space and that are working together on job search strategies there. So there's support throughout the program, but in the spring before the program starts and during the summer are really a lot of opportunities all at once, because we want to prepare you for the recruiting that really picks up in the summer fall seasons. On the next slide, what I want to talk about is that it's not just the CDO that's available to support you during your time in MFIN. Career is everywhere at MIT. I won't go through this slide, but as you can see, there are a lot of resources. It's academics, clubs, conferences, community, and in the alumni panel, I'm hoping they can touch upon their own unique experiences there. On the next slide here, on the next slide, sorry. On the next slide here, I want to show your CDO. This is the CDO's website. It's cdo.mit.edu. We call it Your CDO. And this is a place where we have centralized all of the career resources for students. It can be overwhelming to navigate at times. And so we've created this website to have a centralized hub for you to have access to everything at your fingertips. I encourage you to check it out now. There's a lot of information that you can explore and see. Some of it you need to be a student in order to access, so you won't be able to see all of the content, but you will be able to see a lot of great information, including our employment reports, which I'm going to speak to next. So let's talk about what our MFINs do. I really talked a lot about how the resources available to you, and I want to spend time focusing on how our students do in the market. So these are the outcomes of the most recent graduated class of 2023. We are currently working on publishing the outcomes for the class of 2024. It's not available yet, but you can find that on your CDO when it is posted. I can tell you the trends are alike to what you see on the slide. So MFIn talent is in demand. Students are successful both in the internship market as well as the full-time market. We found that the average salary for MFINs has been around $125,000 with the average signing bonus of $12,500. About 4% of students do pursue continuing education, such as a PhD following the program, but majority do choose to go into industry. And in 2023, over 60% of our full-time students accepted their jobs from their summer internship. So there's a high conversion between where you spend your summer and where you ultimately join following the program. You can go to the next slide and I can highlight some of the companies that have hired MFINs. So these are many top names that I believe will be recognized around the world. We have companies from both the buy side and the sell side, finance companies, consulting companies. That's really the majority of where our students join. And if you want to see a full list of hiring companies, you can find that in the employment report that's on your CDO. On the next slide, I want to touch upon where our students work in the world. MFIN's a global program. 90% of our students are international, and over 60% choose to stay in the US following graduation. There are many students who want to work in a different international location or return to their home countries, but the majority of students choose to stay in the US, and they're successful in their search. Here you can see the top cities that are most popular: New York, Boston, Chicago for US, in Asia, Hong Kong, and in Europe, it's London and Paris, where we see most of our graduates join. And then lastly, on this last slide here, before we the panel, I want to talk about what do our graduates go into. So what you see here is the functions that our students are accepting roles into. More than 40% go to quant research and quant trading roles. So that is the majority of our students going into those quantitative roles. You'll also see a strong interest in investment banking and transaction advisory roles, as well as interest across the board in portfolio management, fundamental research, risk management, private equity VC. Those are areas that each year students continue to be interested in, but it is not usually the majority. We see the majority of students going into those quant research, quant trading roles with the secondary interest in investment banking and transactions advisory.